Well, those scenic views shows you that we are here still at Parliament buildings. A crucial day, not just for the parliamentarians, but Kenyans as a whole when it comes to the finance bill. And of course, not just the finance bill, but the budget. The finance bill is yet to be conversed by members of Parliament, given that they're anticipating Kimani Kuria, that is the Molo Member of Parliament, and their committee members to submit that particular report next week on Tuesday before the August House, so that the members can peruse through that particular document and ensure the various propositions or recommendations or proposals thereof that were given by manufacturers, organizations and Kenyans alike were able to be included in that particular report. But today we are focusing on the budget of 2024-2025, 4 trillion that is, and of course the members of Parliament will have a chance to scrutinize, not just to scrutinize the figures that have been estimated to the various ministries and to the various sectors that have been allocated this much money. Given that these are your monies, the members of Parliament, their duty is to oversight these particular funds, and if they are not used prudently, of course they will take matters into their own hands. As we told you, we bring you unrivaled coverage as the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, all the way from Parliament buildings to Broadcasting House there. Right now I'm being joined by none other than Dagoretti North Member of Parliament, that is Honorable Beatrice Elachi. Mheshimiwa, karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Now Mheshimiwa, let me get your opening remarks on the budget itself, given that this will be your first time, at least you're talking to us as KBC.
Thank you very much, and it's always a pleasure.
Yes.
I think one thing I can say in just a summary of everything, that it's a process that starts way back, and so you come through, and now we've reached a point. Now we want to see how we are now going to give each sector the money, and I think we've done that.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of formality where the minister will come, but I think the chair of budget and appropriation did that last week, and he took us through. We looked at each vote. I know there are some votes that Kenyans are questioning why this is not there, why this has been reduced, especially in the social sector.
Yes.
Where you have education, you have health, and agriculture, and so it is something I also questioned.
Yes.
And we felt that if we are saying these are our pillars, and especially agriculture being our pillar, then we must see more money going to that pillar. But I know we took more money to defense. There was money that was retained in the Ministry of Health, but at the national level.
Yes.
Knowing very well 98% health is devolved, so it's something also that we need to look at and ensure the monies that are remaining. I know they are for referral hospitals. For us in Nairobi, we have many people who get into Kenyatta, so I'll understand.
Yes.
That there's a lot that happens, and I know I'm part of the people who will call Kenyatta and ask. We have our people, they've been paying, they are unable to pay. How do we ensure they pay something that they have, and you waive a bit? So there are all those things that we put together. Yes.
And Mheshimiwa, also before even the budget came, we were talking about the school feeding program, which has been essential not just in the constituencies but in counties as general. The county governments that are leading their own initiative. There is the national government. Just about last week even we saw the Principal Secretary, that is Bello Kipsang. He came here to a committee of the National Assembly and said that it was cut and reduced to a certain extent, and the members of Parliament are of the suggestion. Are you of that particular idea that the school feeding program, those funds should be catered or allocated to NGCDF?
I think what we did, we agreed that we return the budget, and we did that. The budget was returned to the Ministry of Education, so that one at least we have handled it. So they have gotten back their 3.2 billion, if I'm not wrong, and it is, I would just tell every child in the Asal area, the money is back and the feeding program will continue. Yes.
And are you of that idea that it should be included in NGCDF?
I don't want to say that it should be included in NGCDF, because you see, this is monies that has always been there for the Asal area. And I would wish the ministry to continue handling that.
Okay.
We can think of our different way of the other programs we are running, the feeding program, and I know every constituency at the moment are doing differently, but they are able to see how, especially day schools, secondary schools are able And also we need to look at now, if you have a junior secondary school, you see they cannot eat alone in their school. There must be a way we have to handle it. And don't forget, parents have been also contributing for those lunches. So it's a matter of how do you partner properly and do a good program. The way Governor Sakaja has been doing the feeding program for Nairobi. So each county, I think, has their own way of how to handle it. But the most important thing, how do we ensure children are able to have something in school so that we retain them in school is critical. Yes.
And Mheshimiwa, shift to the gear where we're talking about the finance bill, because we know the budget is here. These are just estimations. This is where the place the government will be getting this particular funds. And the Treasury has just highlighted on those particular areas. We're talking about the VAT on bread. We're talking about VAT on palm oils, that is cooking oil. We're talking on VAT on motor vehicle tax that has been introduced between 5,000 to 100,000. So Mheshimiwa, your initial thoughts when you saw those proposals from Treasury?
Well, for me, I felt first what we should have told Kenyans is we had a finance bill that we passed. Was KRA able to collect their targets? If not, in which sectors did we have the challenges? I know we have a challenge in the fuel levy. We could not get what we wanted. It's because Kenyans realized we are straining, and so we have to relook at how to survive. So they went into survive mode and they changed. And so if you create an environment that you won't be able to get your targets, it's because you are not understanding what this Kenyan is saying. And for me, let me not talk about bread, because we don't need even to talk about it. It just needs to get out. The issue of cars, you see, when you say cars and you bulk all of it, it ends up to the consumer. So even if it's the matatu, even if it is the you imagine if you have a company where you have a fleet of cars. So my question will be, is this package for a company or per car, per vehicle? So if it's per vehicle, it will end up to the consumer. So that is a levy that you will not gain. You will lose a lot. And you realize we are talking of coming to an end of a Vision 2030, which has only 6 years to the end, which we should be now trying to evaluate and see where did we go wrong, where, as we move to the end. And at that time, we envisaged and said, as a country, we shall be a manufacturing country. But if we do not look at all these things we are doing, we shall end up into a traders country, where you trade more, and so you will import more, and so definitely your shilling will always be weak. We should look at the competition that is within our own tariffs of East Africa. Are we of any benefit if you do that? No, because all you are telling the manufacturers who are now talking in low tones, let me just move to Tanzania, let me move to Uganda, then I import into Kenya. But then where are you getting the jobs of your young people? How do you get that revenue? I think one of the things that we were blessed for is that God blessed us abundantly. This country has huge resources.
Yes.
That no any other East African country can talk about. That's one. Number two, we are very worse misusers. We are people who have forgotten that this is our own revenue. We have decided we can work in government and become billionaires. And so some of these things are the things we have to come on the table and ask, are we on the right track? Yes, we are looking for money. Kenyans are not saying they don't want to pay. Kenyans are saying, where is the service? If you do a road 1 year and you tell a Kenyan when the rain comes, the road has already gone, then you didn't do the road. Because the roads that were done with the colonialism are not going by the rain. They are there. How come ours in 1 year, the road is gone? It has to go for maintenance. Then let us change the strategy. All our highways, give us a private partnership. We'd rather pay on the toll, know that you are collecting the money, and we will never go back to do my mechanics of the car. I mean, I will save. I'll save time. I will save arriving where I want, but at the same time, I will have given revenue to government. Than the way we have very many loopholes. But here we are, we believe, oh, when you get it from this Kenyan, that Kenyan is going to close that kiosk. So are you going to collect this revenue? No. So I just want to plead. Why can't we love ourselves, love our country, love the money we normally tax all our citizens, and ensure you spend it well? That's the question Kenyans are asking as leaders. And all of us are a problem to this problem. And that is why you will feel, in other countries, where you collect revenue is where you put more money, so that you collect and give. And so if you tell me the lives of our Kenyans, where we thought they were marginalized, have not changed to date, who are the problem? As leaders then. We have decided we just need to have a small club of ours where we are just ensuring I am tenderpreneur number one here, I will do here, I'll do here. And then you come and you start talking again very arrogantly to the same people. It doesn't work that way.
But then again, Mheshimiwa, as we enter the final leg of our conversation, you as the legislators, you have the power to whip the government into shape. So if there are these leakages and these revenue leakages we have been witnessing, corruption, what are you as a legislator doing about that?
We don't. Do you know one thing I have refused? It's not about laws in Kenya. The laws are there. It's now our moral here. That's where we've reached. It's not. You don't tell me I can bring in which other law. You have EACC, you have external auditor 1, external auditor 2, internal auditor 1. They come. What are you auditing? You audit, fine. In the end, I mean, we are playing PR with our country. 10 years down the line, we're going to cry. 10 years down the line, the port of Dar es Salaam will be doing very well than us. Because they have agreed these things, you have to have partnerships and see how to streamline. And in Kenya, the day we will just say, let's use our resources well, let's stop wastage, let's stop taking it, let's do good things that can last 50 years. We will move. I'm not saying we are good. Even us, when we are doing our own things, even right now, most of the problems, we are the creators, because we come here and we think regulation, this will help, this law will help. But then the same law, you use it the other side, you find. So these three arms of government should be questioning and saying, if we sort out our attitude, our culture of wanting and believing that you can just use government to become wealthy, then we will sort out the problem. That's our problem. Yes.
Okay, Mheshimiwa, what are the issues you would like the Cabinet Secretary to address before you as parliamentarians, when that finance bill comes before you even take a vote, what areas are you even suggesting to the Treasury to look into before this passage of the finance bill itself?
We went even as the women parliamentarians to the to the team, and we are saying, number one, you cannot tell me that you are now bringing in a levy for vehicles while you forget it's not just the vehicle. It's a pyramid of many other things that you are going to ensure when you bring in that levy, the consumer will be hurting beyond now. You're about to start our shift. We have affordable housing, you told us. You have not even come to tell us whether we are doing well in the last 2 years, where the houses have reached. You have quite huge resources you've now decided to take to treasury bonds because the intake is becoming less. But finalize, you are now coming and telling me diapers, where Nairobi we don't have water. Where are they getting water to drink and to start going back to the century, I don't know which one, of washing diapers and napkins? And where are even the napkins? They are not there. Right now don't even know the pin we used to use to do a napkin. Why are you taking back ourselves to that era? And the other question, the eco levy, look at it not just as you see it. There are many ways. Already we have many regulations NEMA can use to collect revenue. They are not using. You've left people with a lot of dirt, filthiness in every places. They don't collect, you don't find them. Yet we have given you the power to find, so that we just transform our city to be clean. But you can't. You've left it. Now you want another levy. That, and yet people can just put a whole lorry of sand and it will come rushing into your eyes. You have a levy to do it. You never do it. You just left it. Why are you not collecting first those that we have already given you regulations to do, and you are coming for a new one? A new one that is going to hurt the whole business sector, the whole structure of livelihoods of many people, and even, I mean, we are doing it as if we don't understand the cry. And so for me, as this bill comes, I am hoping the finance bill is not going to bring us a report and say you either kill it all or pass it. No. I want to tell the Committee of Finance, bring the report that when we go to the Committee of Whole, we are able to amend, or bring in those amendments, we carry them. And we are hoping the levy on Echo, cars, Safaricom, all those things in terms of internet, don't take it. You have been collecting from them revenue. Take it to 20%, you kill. So all those things must be out of that bill. And let's see how we collect revenue in a different way. But lastly, let's go to private partnerships on all our highways. Kenyans are willing to pay toll, and they will know I am paying because I'm passing through a road that doesn't have a pothole, that is a good road, and we don't mind now good things, but we will pay for them, but not in the way we are doing it. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. You know, now the ball is on your court, you and your colleagues, because the finance bill, at the end of the day, the people who will pass it is you, the legislators.
Oh, yes. And so many Kenyans are sending SMSs, and they are calling, and they are saying, look, please don't do this. You see, now we should be telling them, we are doing it knowing very well the views gave us, we have removed this, we have removed this, we've come to a win-win on where we feel, yes, we still need revenue, but on this one, we've ensured livelihoods also continue. Yes.
Thank you so much. That is Dagoretti North Member of Parliament. Always a pleasure having you on set, and thank you for your words. And now, given that the ball is on your court, Kenyans are watching, not just constituent members of Dagoretti, but the whole country at large, given at the end of the day, the parliamentarians have the say and the power to keep the government in check, given that it is their mandate, it is a constitutional mandate of the oversight role. I'm not here alone. My colleagues already, Gladys Mungai and Kamche Menza, of course, will be informing you in the other parts of this particular the budget itself, the 4 trillion budget that is currently being presented in the afternoon by Treasury Cabinet Secretary, that is Professor Njuguna Ndugu. For now, we take you back to Caroline Jenga to continue with the conversation. Of course, once we do get a hold of these legislators and experts, we'll be coming back to you and informing you. Continue watching KBC, and of course, you can also talk to us on our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1 on all media platforms. For now, back to you.